All right, so we are in the end. It seems that this is coming to a conclusion after quite some stressful days, very intense days. We all know that you are very tired and you have many other things to do. But we just want to keep you online for the last 20 minutes, and we promise that it will not be longer than 20 minutes. As you can see on the slides, these are all the sponsors and the organizations that officially supported us. So please, the other, can you all mute your microphones? Okay, great. So yes, these are our fantastic sponsors and organizations that helped us getting through this event, either by supporting with coaches or supporting with money or supporting with advertisements. All this support was extremely needed and welcome and helpful. And indeed, it's an end of an event, but obviously it's also a beginning, I think, because as we have seen already on Slack, there is some action starting from all this. So I think a list of contacts of people that will be in touch and that share this kind of interests, I think it's already a very, very, very nice outcome of this event. And who knows where this will take us. And who knows who will be the winners. We can still obviously not say anything about this, but we are sure that out of the 35 projects, there are a lot of them, and not only the winner one that will be worth bringing on. So we really encourage you to think of this event as just a beginning of something else. But now, indeed, time to relax. So we wanted absolutely to finish this event not on Sunday evening, because we know that many of us are working and many of us want to have now a super relaxing afternoon, and we have many options for you. You can decide what's the best option for you to relax. You can sleep. I think it's a very good one. You can follow the yoga videos that we had. We had yoga sessions this morning and yesterday morning at 10. And the videos are online on our YouTube channel. So feel free to go and have your yoga sessions, even if it's not live. There are also other options to relax. And again, they obviously have to do with screens and YouTube. But you can go and have a look at our channel on YouTube, and you can find all the expert keynotes speech that have been have happened yesterday and the day before. And some of them are actually, all of them are really interesting. So maybe not today, you might be too tired today for this, but that's an option for the next few days. Any other ideas to relax, you're welcome. Go with what you like the most. Maybe the sportive option is missing. We heard that many participants were missing their jogging and their running, so it's definitely the moment to go back to it. So for now, as I said, we don't know much about what you did. It was very challenging for us, the organizer, to not know what was happening. So sometimes we came spying in your teams, but we know that we should not do that. So we left you work, and we left you work with your coaches. So for now, we have very, very, very little information about your project. All what we know is these few things that you gave us as feedback during one of the morning session or the evening sessions. So we know that your projects have quite a lot to do with changing the society in which we are in. I think that's the common element. Many of your projects have to do with transport. Many of your projects have to do with food systems. We read a lot, and a lot of teams discussing about how to change food supply chains, food systems, agricultural systems. And then there are obviously quite some projects around the topic of energy, some more technical, some more policy related. And we are really, really, really looking forward looking to all your pitches tonight. So that will be our afternoon probably. And then we also have one other information about your projects, which is the graph on the right. And again, not all teams were present when we did this survey, but we wanted to ask whether the solutions you were thinking of were unique solutions, replicable solutions, simple solution, or complex solutions. And when we did this survey, it was very interesting because we saw a very nice distribution. So all projects stand in a different quadrants of this matrix, which brings, I think, the complex, the totality of the project of the Climathon well balanced in the middle. So I think it's a nice message that everyone went in very different directions. Someone doing very creative things, someone doing very simple but extremely feasible things. And overall, this is, I think we need to think of this as a unique solution, all these projects together. Yes, so while you were working on all this, obviously also from our side as organizer, we had a lot of fun. Streaming on YouTube was really our big discovery. It's a lot of fun knowing that people that are on the other side of Europe or the world can just watch at you. It's a nice feeling. Entertaining speaker, doing yoga, being on Zoom for basically 48 hours on a row. So it was quite an experience for us as well. And what we know about you as persons until now, it's also very, very limited. So these are all the numbers that we can, all what we can know based on the activity on Slack. So we know that you have been sending 9,000 messages, and this was before the submission deadline. So I think that by now we should have reached the 10,000 for sure. We know that, well, between April 30 and May 1st, we had, actually on May 1st, we had more than 300 active members and 35 productive teams. So these teams were 50 at the beginning, then disappeared, merged, split, and in the end, we come up with 35 fantastic teams with more than 300 active participants. So quite impressive, but these are just numbers, and you are not just numbers, but you are people, and we don't know how your faces look like. And this is why we have asked you to take this challenge. This challenge is a very simple one. I am sure that you can all make it. We want to see your faces. So you have until 3, and of course we are flexible, so we can even make it until 4, to submit a picture of your team, and the most creative picture will have a special prize on top of the prizes that we are giving to the winner of our competition. So make sure that you have a final 5-minute Zoom or something, create something with your team and just send it to us, because we want to know, how do you look like? And as I said, we really don't want to keep it long, also because we will have the prize ceremony tomorrow at 7 p.m., if I'm not wrong, on YouTube Live. So same channel, same story. We will be announcing who the winner are. So judges will be working hard for you in the next few hours in order to give you this information tomorrow. And I see that Romain is gone exactly when we needed it, when we needed him. But so I can already ask everyone to everyone who is on the Zoom call to put his microphone, his active microphone. And Romain, if you can help us with switching to the gallery view. I think there is just one thing that we are sure of by now, is that the real heroes of all this adventure were our coaches, because we would have really not been able to manage all this by ourselves. So we want to broadcast all these faces. Is it okay, Romain?
It's okay.
We are all online, so you can say hi, and I will. Very nice. I will just call you. Yeah, just we'll go in order, and we're really curious to hear from the coaches that were our our channel of communications, what was their experience, and obviously keeping it short. Yeah, let's start with Elina. You have a super nice background.
Very bright, indeed. Well, it was an amazing experience working with everyone. I had two teams. I would say that it was a strong start with making teams group together and getting to know each other. I would say that the funniest moment, if I could say, was when we did a game and we had to say to bond with each other, and we had to make a story out of everyone saying one word. Um, and the story was like, yesterday I went to the river in Zimbabwe to run with a bathing suit, and that was very random and very funny. And so that was just demonstrating how the team bonded together. Um, and I think we have a very good progression in terms of how do people get along and how do they work together. And everyone was very involved, very passionate about the project, and it was very nice to see the progress made.
Nice. So cool team building, inventing stories.
Yeah.
Guido, how was it for you?
It was first of all, it was a pleasure to attend. It was very new for me, and my let's say my all-time low and all-time high were very close together. When yesterday evening we were discussing the results, I felt like really panicky because there wasn't much. But then apparently at 3 o'clock in the morning, or 2:50 or something like that, they put it all together. And when this morning I reviewed everything, I was nearly crying. It was so beautiful. And then they cracked, and they cracked till 11, 12 this morning to finish the video. So it's really a high sense of energy and commitment and involvement. And for me, as an old guy, I thoroughly liked it. That measure of engagement, that measure of enthusiasm to change things and take things into hands it's inspiring. So thank you very much.
And I think it's even more inspiring because these events often take place in person and people can actually interact in person with each other. And there is indeed a lot of energy in the room in these cases. But being able to reproduce this energy with these settings, I think it's an extra challenge.
The only thing that that's from a structural point of view, I think the stress on delivery, which is inherent to these kind of operations, somewhere compromises the quality of the idea generation and the ideation. Yeah. But that's not to be avoided. That's the only negative remark.
And we cannot stay more than 48 hours.
That's true.
Sander.
Hey, yeah, hello. So just my short reflection would be that I think overall it's been a great experience coaching this weekend. I think I couldn't possibly pick out one specific highlight as the Climathon has just gone by so quickly. So I think that just goes to show that time really flies when you're having fun. And I hope that many of us can relate to that. What I can say, though, is that I'm deeply impressed by the quality of the work that I've seen so far. In particular, I'm amazed by how the teams have managed to synthesize a lot of fuzzy information and knowledge from different sources into one coherent story and ultimately come up with a potentially very impactful and strong proposal. So that's been really amazing to see that happen in a short period of time. So thanks for that.
Cool. And I'm just reading comments on YouTube because as we speak, we get comments from our participants, and we have a thank you, Guido. It was great to have you as a coach. Fons.
Yes, so I participated in some hackathons on my university and on Climate Kick. And this Climathon that you organized is really like another dimension. I've never seen the potential of digital tools in such a way that people are just sitting behind a desk and working all together and having all these experts swarming around. I think what you created was something like bottom up and really can contribute also to other people that organize hackathons, how to make that even more effective in this global society where digital tools are become more visible. So yeah, I'm really proud about that, and I'm also really glad to hear about my team, about how they really stuck together and continued, even though the team formation and the initial commitment is somewhat lower digitally, and still they managed to. So I'm really glad to hear that.
Cool. So the potential of digital tools, the team building, the final rush, the content. Prakar, what do you think?
Yeah, just from that, like digital tools, they have been really amazing, and people have come together well. They have worked together really well. I was surprised. Team formation went really well. And like for one of my teams, it was really hard coming up with the problem statement, and then again, really hard coming up with the solution because they just had so many ideas. And it was really good to see everyone like come together in the morning, come together, show this really good slide deck that they put all the ideas together. So even though they were, let's say, a bit unmotivated or stressed at times as sitting in different parts of the world, they came together really well, and I was really happy to see how people can work together so well.
Cool. Sarah?
Yeah, like some of the others have said, for me, this is my first sort of hackathon, and I'm excited to see so many passionate people coming together to, take this opportunity of quite a difficult situation to try and find ways to improve our planet. So I get it's tough doing huge online events, but I think you guys have shown it really can work, and you can create a community spirit and a team spirit, even if the teams haven't or don't know each other beforehand. So real hats off to the organizing team. There's a mammoth organization. Just seeing all the chat going on the coaches channel and everything else just made me realize how big this really is. So they were there to answer the questions day and night. Well done.
Thanks. Colette?
Yeah, so yeah, from the beginning, I was actually a bit scared just to see all this merging team stuff, and then it was a bit hard to start. But then when people were like meeting all together, and then it started the brainstorming and so on, I was like, oh, cool, actually it's starting to take up, but it was still the beginning and quite hard to kind of converge and narrow the perimeter. And then every time I was like doing the meeting with the team, I could see how much they produced since the last time, and how far they were in the thinking and so on. And yeah, so I'm really impressed at the end by the ability they had to all work together, despite of different time zones for some of them. So some of them were working by night and so on. So was really impressed, and I'm really happy they made it on time. So I'm really proud of them.
Maria? Kottari?
Yeah.
Like at school. Present.
Present, yeah. So guys, I'm not a runner, and you made me run a marathon. No, and actually, I agree with what have been said already. I totally agree, and I really thank you for this opportunity. And I really believe, like, volunteering is one of the most rewarding things that you can do in life. And I think that also, other coaches will join me in, really thank you, giving us the opportunity to share our insights and our knowledge. What I would like to stress is that, having worked with institutions, with academia, what I saw here is that, like, the ideas are there, the tools are there, the knowledge is there. And like, I really wish that, all these, videos and slide decks and, all these, putting together ideas and finding solutions to be heard, to, for the real decision makers to take this into account. We have the tools, we can build a better world. I'm sure about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Melina?
Hi.
Hey.
Well, first of all, I add on congratulating the wonderful team that has put this together. I'm really proud of everyone. We've kind of like dived into these unknown waters, and during the process, we kind of all found our spaces and our skill sets and added to co-create together this better world that Maria was just talking about. And I think it's beautiful and so inspiring to see so many wonderful, talented people coming together. And wow, I was so impressed by how young some of the participants were and how amazing and enthusiastic they were about pitching and learning and growing. And of course, seeing it all come together in the final presentations, I'm super looking forward to them. And I hope this is, well, I hope and I'm sure that this is only the beginning for more co-creation, for more innovation, and for more working together with the best tools that we have and we can. And I hope it's face-to-face sometime soon, but at the moment we're doing the best we can. So really nice meeting you all. Very, very happy to be here. And yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Silvia, hats off.
Thanks. And thanks for joining last minute and jumping in so quickly. Imai.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you. It's this time is really characterized by resilience, and I was so inspired to see that during the course of the hackathon. From the shuffling of the teams, you know, I started out assigned to 2 teams, and then all the numbers were changing. You know, at one point there were like 7 different teams all moving around and merging together, and then to see how people move on from that to finding the focus. Another one of the strongest moments for me is on Saturday night, as Guido mentioned as well. That's kind of a turning point moment. The teams have already worked so hard, and that's when they start to see the finish line and think, okay, now we've got to start working on these deliverables. And that's where the resilience comes in, of finding that next push, that next burst of energy. Because when you get in down to the last hour, then it's just slide into the finish line, right? But Saturday is really the moment that tests people. And I was inspired to see how everybody really came through that moment with flying colors. So, you know, working in innovation, the digital tools, they're always available, always on. And it's actually the human energy that makes things come together. So thanks for all giving it your full effort.
Cool. Thanks so much. Kailin.
Thank you. I will not be long because everything has been said. I was quite impressed by the sense of community here and within the teams and also within the channels, even though I wasn't, participate in it. And I feel like being a coach is also a kind of full experience here, because at some time you want to contribute more, and then you don't know what is the right level of information, and did you help enough your team or not. And yes, it's a very good experience, and I'm happy to be volunteering here.
Nice. You can't imagine how rewarding it is, by the way, to hear your voices. Maria, the second one, Aranwen.
Yeah, hello. Well, first of all, congratulations for the organization, because it was incredible, the coordination between YouTube and Slack and all the keeping everyone together. Even like the kind of event of yesterday night with all the talent night and DJs and stuff. It was just incredible, the creativity and originality that you guys had for all of this. And then for me, I think my highlight was, so unfortunately the team that I was meant to coach disintegrated, but then Elina requested if I could join one of the teams, more of like on the expert advice. And then I kind of continued as a coach with her. And it was the first meeting that I joined with her. I just bumped in and I kind of stayed a bit, and it was Sarah and Elina who were there coaching the team. And they were having this, they were doing this activity where they all drew something that could relate to how they felt up until that moment. And it was incredible to see how connected that team was only within like 24 hours. And then actually you can really see that in their final deliverable, in the video, how much they really had a lot of fun and really bonded only through an online tool, which was incredible.
I hear some pushing here towards the judges. No, I'm joking. I think Tiago, the coach of the coach.
Hello.
Hey, Tiago.
Well, what can I say? Yeah, it was overall super nice experience, especially to see how you all organized this. It was totally different from what I expected, because I only had experiences in like live in-person hackathon. So virtually, I think was a lot of things unpredictable. It was really cool to see how the organization reacted to all those things and how all the little details were adjusted and fixed, and with so much care for the experience of people. It was super nice to see that. And for me personally, and also speaking a bit of it from Falco, he couldn't join now because he's taking care of his tiny little daughter. But it was an honor for us to share our experiences and a little bit our knowledge with everybody. So it was quite gratifying for us. And in general, to coach the specific teams was even a bit tough for me, although I have a bit has more experience in that. But having two teams, one also disintegrated, and then the other one I had merged with Colette's team, which I think for me was quite lucky because she's very proactive and she was really following up a lot more than I was that group. So it was cool also to see how Colette was approaching it. And for me, it was more about checking how their progress was going. And I was really impressed how much information they actually put in their Miro and how many different structures they created along the way to try to figure out what to focus on and then build on it. So from a process point of view, it's just amazing already to be in the observed position. So yeah, I can only say thanks for you know, calling us up for this opportunity. It's really nice.
Very cool. And you might have seen that on the screen, we have some faces that we're not coaches, but we're also behind the scene organizing. We have Laureline, Audrey, Etienne, Luc, Romain, say hi. Plus Dimitri, who is now figuring out all the judges' situation. So quite a team behind the scene as well to make it work and to pull it out together. Thanks so much. Again, we don't want to take more of your time. I think we have said all what we wanted to say, but please, if you have ideas on what you would like to take forward from the Slack channel, I think it will remain up for a few days. So feel free to, put there your ideas, what's coming next. And we'll be on at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening for sure for the prize ceremony on YouTube. And a big bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.